Oi boys, welcome to another video on the channel. We are back to give our tips and predictions for round 25. 3 rounds remain in the regular season, but before we check out these games, let's go ahead and recap how we did in round 24. Now, there is a lot of green from last week's tips. We went perfect in the first game. So first of all, we got 6 from 8 correct picks. 2 red carpets. We backed the wrong underdog. In hindsight, of course, I'm kicking myself. You know, Tigers at home, they got up over the Bunnies, who were they were terrible, especially their go-to guys. As for the Raiders, I thought they'd put up way more of a fight than they did, especially with their season on the line. The Cowboys, Jay Clifford, man, would have returned back to first grade, pretty much solidified his spot in the team moving forward. That wasn't the biggest surprise though from the Cowboys. Their defense was reminiscent of their defense from a couple of years ago. But yeah, that's pretty much the high and lowlights from last round. Let's go ahead and take a gander at what this week has to offer, and of course, make some picks. Alright, so to kick off the round, we head over to Leichhardt Oval where the Tigers host the Sea Eagles on Thursday night. Looking at the changes for the Tigers first up, they'll be without 2 outside backs in Adam Duwaihi and Luke Laulili'i. It's been a minute since we've seen Junior Tupou as he fills in for Adam Duwaihi in the centres, while rugby union convert Solomon Alaimalo will be on the sting for Laulili'i. Checking out to Manly, they have 1 out with Tommy Talau. They got crazy depth, as the guy filling in for him will be former regular starter coming back from an injury as well. He came off the pine last week. That's Tolu Taukola. Starting in the back line, they also have Carl Lawton starting in the back row with Ben Trbojevic coming off the pine. As for our pick in this match, first of all, in terms of history, the Sea Eagles do have the wood over the Tigers here, winning 22 out of 36 played, and have beat them twice already last season. Their most recent meeting being quite convincing, Manly dropping 54 on them. As for their form heading in, Manly currently won 4 from their last 5, and the Tigers won from their last 5, coming off an upset over the Bunnies. Do we think they catch fire here and upset the Sea Eagles? I'm going to go ahead and say no, but we'll give them the respect of a close game in front of their home fans. We'll go Manly 1-12, and to score a try, I'll be jumping on Ruben Garrick. Kicking off the festivities for Friday, we have the Warriors versus the Bulldogs at Shaun Johnson Stadium. If you don't know, that is what Go Media Stadium is called for this round, in Shaun Johnson's farewell. You know, in a round full of plenty of narratives to pay attention to, this one right here is what I'm looking forward to the most. Taking a look at the ins and outs for the Warriors, they get back Wade Egan, and also Freddie Lussick remains in the team, will be the 14, while Harris Tavita drops to 18th man. For the Bulldogs, there are no changes. And speaking of narratives, these former Penrith coaches go at it yet again. I think they're 1-1 with their most recent game, 1-point victory to the Bulldogs. Looking at previous form, the Warriors have been super down bad this season, currently winning 1 from their previous 5. As for the Bulldogs, they've caught fire since losing to the Cowboys, winning 4 out of their previous 5 games in a row. So I'm actually going to go all vibe in this and take the Warriors. I have to. Shaun Johnson, a New Zealand legend. We're going to back him in to get the dub here. I mean, surely you'd expect it in a farewell game for Shaun Johnson. It's such a tough matchup though. The Bulldogs, they're the best defensive team in the comp at the moment, so it won't be easy, but we'll back him in. Give me the Wires 1-12, and to bag a meat pie for the boys, we'll be jumping with, or jumping on. Let's go Lukey Metcalf. So apparently the Broncos are still a chance to make the 8. I haven't delved in on the how, but they host our Friday night headliner as they face the Eels at Suncorp Stadium. Fresh off a bye, they have 1 change with Reece Walsh gone for the season. Tristan Saylor will be the fullback, and Selwyn Cobo back on the sting for Josiah Karapani, who's been moved to the bench. Looking at the Eels, Maika Sivo and Kama Tuilangi have been promoted to the starting side. Sean Lane shifts to prop, and a couple new faces on the bench, Luca Moretti and Makaisi Makoto. As for our pick in this game, we're going to go Broncos, bias as hell, but I do think they have the better team on paper slightly. No Payne Haas, of course, no Reece Walsh, no Ezra Mam, but I am still fairly confident they can get the job done here, especially at home. The Eels actually have the upper hand in the overall, but as of late they've been getting pumped by the Bronx. Do I think it'll be the same with this game? I'll say no. You know, like I said, without the players that we mentioned, I think it'll be a closer game, plus Parramatta have shown a little bit of grit in their previous games, even though they've been getting pumped. So yeah, give me the Bronx 1-12, and to score a try, we'll be jumping on Jesse Arthurs, hopefully. Adam Reynolds is in his kicking bag. And to kick off Super Saturday, 3 PM, we got the Raiders hosting the Panthers at, of course, GIO Stadium. We're looking at the ins and outs. Jordan Alpiner makes his way back into the side, straight back into fullback, so KO Weeks jumps into 5'8", while Adam Cook shifts to 18th man. Also, with Ethan Strange missing due to injury, Seb Chris moves from the wing to the centres, and Albert Hopoate jumps onto the wing. Could I have explained that more simpler? Yes, we move on to the Panthers. With Cleary out until finals, Jerome Luai shifts to halfback, while Brad Schneider comes in to play 5'8". Their other outs, they're without Mitch Kinney, who has been suspended, so Luke Summerton, he'll be starting at hooker, and they also get a boost to their back row with Liam Martin back starting on the right edge, I assume. Liam Henry drops to the bench, and Eisenhuth drops to 18th man. As for our pick in this game, of course we'll be taking the Panthers. The question is, do the Raiders show up here and show a bit of ticker? One would think, but I'm not too confident in them even though they're at home. You get the feeling they've checked out of their season already. Well, judging from last week's performance. They're currently staring down the barrel of their 4th loss in a row. As for the Panthers, coming off a devastating loss to the league leaders, I'm looking for a Panthers bounce back. Assuming the Raiders have checked out, we're going to go with the Panthers to get a big win here, 13+, and to score a try. I actually don't mind Brad Schneider. He loves digging at the line, so we'll take the former Raider. In our Saturday Arvo fixture, we have the Storm hosting the Dolphins at Able Park. We have one out for the home side here, Grant Anderson, who's medically suspended. He's gone, so Mr. Fix-It, having a breakout year, Tyron Wishart, he jumps onto the wing. Sualii Fa'alongo will be your new 14. For the Finns, one change, they'll be without Lachlan Hubner, so veteran, the people's goat, Mark Nichols. He'll be coming off the pine wearing the number 15. In their short history, the Dolphins have never beat the Storm, currently 0-2, both results being 1-12 wins to the Storm. And looking at their form guide heading into this, the Storm are 4 from their last 5, coming off back-to-back wins. The Finns, who have spiraled out of the 8s, are currently 1 from their previous 5. So who do we take? It's one of those no-brainer, short and sweet picks. We'll be taking the Storm here. We'll be sticking to the theme of close games, and we'll take them by 1-12 points. So give me the Storm, and of course, we're going to jump on the new man on the wing, Tyron Wishart. Moving on to the not-so-main event for Super Saturday, we have the Rabbitohs hosting the Knights at Accor Stadium. Looking at the ins and outs, there's one out for the Bunnies, with Cody Walker being medically suspended. And if you're unsure what I mean by that, it's just the Category 1, a failed HIA pretty much. He's gone skis. Dean Hawkins makes his way back into the first grade squad. And as I skim through the team list here, everything else looks the same. Although in reserve, they got Saliva Havili and Ty Munro, who could make a comeback. For fantasy's sake, I hope it isn't for Fletcher Myers, but it most likely will be. Moving on to the Knights, they will be without Tyson Gamble, and out of all the failed halves to make their way back into the starting side, they have Jack Cogger coming into the 6. Looking at the team stats before we make our pick here, and in the head-to-head, the Bunnies are slightly ahead, winning 17 from 33 played. More recently, last season, they lost the only game they played. Their form heading into this, both teams won from their previous 5. Going off last week's performance, I'm not too keen on either of these teams, but we'll be leaning towards the side of the Knights in this. Honestly, Cam Murray and Kiongo Lomatangi could probably carry the Bunnies pack to a win, but with Hawkins partnering Whiten in the halves, it does make me a little reluctant to pick an upset. So give me the Knights, 1-12 points, and to score a try, Dylan Lucas. It's time to shine. Kicking off the Sunday sesh, we got the Titans here hosting the Roosters here at Cbus Super Stadium. Massive events for the home side here as both Vermont and Waki Fotuaika are set to be back in the starting side. Cleese Haas and Aaron Clark move to the bench, and looking over at the Roosters, enforcer Jared Waria-Hargreaves is back on deck from his suspension, so Spencer Leniu shifts to the bench. Nat Butcher into the starting side for the injured Connor Watson, and the new face on the bench, Sandon Smith in the 14. So the Roosters are an absolute bogey team here for the home side, as they've only won 8 from the 24 played against the Roosters. In the last couple of seasons, they did play 1 game, and in both of those matches, the Titans got pumped again. We will be on the Roosters again. It feels like one of those straightforward picks, right? The Chooks timing their run heading into finals. This whole second half of the regular season has been a slow and steady, I guess, climb for the Titans. They've been so disappointing. As soon as we tip them, they pick up back-to-back losses, back-to-back hidings, and again, we're going to stay away from them. So we'll take the Chooks here, and to score a try, we'll go boring, basic, give me Dom Young on the wing. And to put a cap on round 25, the Flano Bowl. I absolutely love the banter from Flano when he talks about the Cronulla Sharks. His Dragons host the Sharkies at Wynn Stadium. There's been one change to the Dragon side. Veteran Raymond Faitala Mariner's back on the bench and he replaces Larkin King Tongia. For the Sharks, they'll be without Jaden Barrow, Sione Katoa and Siosifa Talakai. They do have a whole gang of ins with Braden Trindle back, Kyle Ito, Teague Wilton and Tom Hazelton. As for our pick in this game, man, it is a toughie. Last time Flano played the Sharks, his boys lost 20 points to 10. In the overall head-to-head, the Sharks are up, winning 29 out of 53 played, and looking at their form guide, the bloody Dragons, consistently inconsistent, winning 3 from their previous 5, and the Sharkies on a 3-game winning streak. Look, I don't know who to pick here, man. Do you back the Sharks system? They barely got by the Knights last week. For the Dragons, they love winning at Wynn Stadium. They've won 90 out of 147 games played here, 61% win rates. For the Sharkies, they've only won 3 from 9. I think I'm going to take Flano's boys here. They haven't won back-to-back since round 13 where they beat Penrith and the Tigers back-to-back. I've got to say, I do like them at Wynn Stadium and I want to see Flano put one over his old team. Stuff it, we'll take the Dragons. We'll take them to catch fire here. So 13 plus and to score a try. I feel like Lomax never lets me down, so we'll jump on him. And that about wraps up our round 25 picks. As always, if you've got any tips and predictions of your own, let us know in the comment section down below. Try scorers and all. I am interested to see who you've got. For now though, we are going to call it there. If you did enjoy the video, be sure to run and show that like button, and for more rugby league related content or more content in general, go ahead and drop your boy a cheeky sub. Thanks for tuning in, and I will see you later.